Oh, we start off in Oshawa. This is one of the terminus. We start off in Oshawa, and there's an engine facility here.
Yeah.
Most of the industries are off the layout, modeled on
Leaving Oshawa, where are we going next?
We're heading out and going into Trenton, which is a fairly busy little town.
Okay, let's go over and have a look at it here.
And this one, the industries, we've got a couple of trailing point industries and several facing point industries over there.
Okay.
So that gives kind of a busy industry. There's a lot of work floating around on here.
So it gives you a number of sidings where you can go in and drop and lift cars facing both ways and running around track and a place to store your inbound train.
And later on, we also have a passenger. We have passenger service that goes from Tweed through Belleville to Oshawa.
Right.
And it swaps cars here and drops and picks up a car here.
Okay, so we've left Trenton eastbound, and now we're where?
This is Belleville.
Yep.
And this is also where the branch line cuts off to go to Tweed.
Okay.
And that siding off to the left there, and that runs around and goes to Tweed.
So basically what happens here is you leave the main line, you go through a tunnel, and then it changes altitude and drops down to a lower level on the railroad on the far side.
Yep.
Over
and
there.
It goes underneath.
Underneath the other side, and then comes up in the town of Tweed.
Comes up in the Tweed. Yep.
Okay, so this is Belleville, and then what do we have in Belleville here? We have facing switches, I guess, or
yes, for this direction, they're all the same.
they're all
direction.
single direction.
Yeah.
And there's a couple holding tracks too, I see.
Yep.
So it's good for interchange between
It
the.
is, and you'll find that the system will bring cars in from on a train from Tweed to Belleville, drop cars in the yard in Belleville, which are then subsequently picked up by another train going east or west.
Excellent.
Tweed is basically a shelf.
Right.
There's some tracks in there. Almost all the industries are on another under layout shelf.
Okay, so you lift the cars on and off the layout, so it's almost like a staging yard.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
And some of the operators
KGE
do the switching using the locomotive.
Right.
And they move the cars to a lift-off track, if they will, and then lift them from that track to do some more simulation.
Yeah, it gives you some operation, right?
Yeah.
And then, so we basically.
Now that after we left Belleville, we're moving towards the town of Napanee, which again is farther east on the Kingston sub. And this is quite a large peninsula. And so what do we have here in terms of industrial work to do?
We have several industries here, petroleum industries and a couple of smaller manufacturing industries. Basically 4 sidings.
Right.
And 3 industries, 3 industries over 4 sidings.
So all the flats basically have individual doors. Now when they are laid out, is it just by track or do they actually identify it by door?
They're identified by industry, not a specific door.
Okay.
So most of the time it's fairly obvious which door you're going for.
Yeah.
But the ones with multiple ones, anything works as long as it's there. So then from Napanee,
yes,
we head out and we're now going to Kingston.
Nice long runs here.
There are on this stretch, yes.
So we're going through a tunnel.
And that helps to give some visual separation.
Sure. Now we have a big river here.
That's probably the Cataraqui River.
Oh, okay.
Although
So that's the bridge to Tweed just below on the bottom level, and the main line is up on top there.
that is correct.
Okay. Now we've got this huge, it looks like a division point here.
It is. This is the major yard on the road. It is very, very busy. It takes 2 operators to run this one.
Right. It's a big double-ended yard and it has arrival departure tracks. Looks like some classification tracks up at the other end.
That's correct.
And a locomotive facility. So when trains come here, the power's switched off and on? Is that
Frequently,
what happens?
yes. Yeah. Some of them are through, but frequently they will be switched off.
It gives a little bit of hostler action. This is where the cars can be classified then up in here and stored in Kingston, in the yard there. And then there's some industry in the back.
There is. There's not that much industrial action here. In Kingston, it's mostly for the trains.
Mm-hmm. And then we move along, and
now we're coming into Brockville.
Okay. Now this is actually built right around a curve, I see. So some of the industries are on this wall, and the rest is along the far wall.
Yes, and this is essentially a separate industrial section.
Right.
Which with the zone switching train.
So you have a local operator here that would just operate this section up in this area?
No, the Brockville operator would do it, but he'd be using a specific train to do this.
It's like it's leaving town and going out into an industrial area.
Close enough, yes. Yeah. Far enough away that it would involve a second second move.
Okay, so now we're in Brockville.
And busy little yard here. Mm-hmm. Brockville is runs in cycles in terms of the workload.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally it's very busy, and occasionally it tapers off.
We've come to a taper.
Okay.
And so we've gone ahead. We've looked ahead, and we see that there's nothing arriving or departing Brockville until 6 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock, there's a train originating out of Brockville, from Brockville to Perth. So we've marked all our cars, and we're going to take that hook up to CP 8423. He's going to hook up and take that train into Perth ahead of schedule.
Okay, he's cleared it with the dispatcher though, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the dispatcher has they had a great conversation at length and cleared it with the dispatcher.
It's good to find out these things, Bruce, when you're in the middle of an interview, right?
Oh, for sure, yes.
You can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Yeah.
So we can take all these off because we've marked our train.
So wherever there is a throw switch, it's hand.
Okay.
So this one started there, came around to Kingston, where they flip the clock, we pick it up and bring it in. But the clock doesn't flip until... Okay.
Just waiting for Eric.
Okay.
Who is Lee just put down.
206.
And this is Perth, the other terminus.
Okay, at the end of the line.
Yeah.
Okay, so this train's just arrived. So what you would normally do as it arrives is you'd have a look at your panel here. And down here, you have a switch here that currently is in the middle. So you click it up to arrive.
And that would indicate that the train has arrived. And
on the main dispatcher's board that you had in the computerized board.
Yep.
Now I noticed at the end of the town here, it also seems to go through the wall. Is there staging on the other side, or is that a mirror?
That's a mirror.
Terrific.
Yep.
Nice effect.
It is, man.
Yeah, I had one of those in my layout, and I find that if you just get it right, it really adds distance.
It does. Yeah. There's several of them. There's mirror and tweed as well.
Is there? Nice effect.
It is.
Terrific. Well, thanks very much for giving me a tour point to point here, and I'll let you get back to your dispatching duties.
Okay.